back to African Colonization TV and Biafran History. Finally, Obasanjo, he has now taken step over the issue of Nigeria division and the insecurity in the land. In fact, don't skip any part of the video. Try to watch it to the end so that for you to see and for you to understand what is happening in Nigeria. So as it is now, Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria, is now taking a stance on the division of Nigeria. So concerning what is going on in the country, he talked about dividing Nigeria and also the US Congress and those who talk about the persecution of Christians in Nigeria and the division that is rocking Nigeria as it stands. In fact, a lot is happening in the country. A lot is happening. The man who would have thought that everything that is going on, he did not care. But now, he's now talking more boldly than before. He's very, very annoyed to Tinubu regime and to the regime that has already come. He talked about when he was in the government that all those things did not happen. But now there is a lot of division and there's a lot of insecurity and there's a lot of money. And also the US that speak about the division of Nigeria also, and also the state policy. In fact, this video contains a lot of information that you need to watch and for you to see by yourself what is happening. Because as it stands, we don't see if Nigeria can still remain as one again. We don't see it if Nigeria, because the way everything is happening, we are seeing that Tinubu, his 2027 election is going to become more serious, more tougher than ever before, because the way world powers and the way many people is coming over to ask him a lot of questions concerning Nigeria unity, concerning Nnamdi Kanu, concerning the issue of terrorism, Islamization, and a lot of things that is going on right now in Nigeria. And you need to watch this video to the end so that you understand things going on in Nigeria. So about to watch, like, subscribe, and share it for everyone to see things happening in the country.
No matter what religion you belong to, no matter where you come from, no matter what profession, we Nigerians are being killed. And our governments seem to be incapable of protecting us. We are part of the world community. If our government cannot do it, we have right to call on the international community to do for us what our government cannot do for us. And for anybody to say because those who are being killed belong to this region, belong to this religion, belong to this tribe, and then others too are being killed, cannot be an acceptable excuse. Before I left government, I know we had capacity to pick up anybody in Nigeria who commits crime anywhere. The capacity that we didn't have then is after we have identified and located such a criminal, we have no capacity to be able to pick him up without moving on land or by air. Now we have capacity. With drones, you can sniff them up. You can take them out. Why are we not doing that? Why are we apologizing? Why are we negotiating?
They obtain guns at all?
The Christians and the citizens are only allowed to obtain homemade shotguns, which are very...
But the terrorists, they can have...
Oh, the terrorists are running around breaking Nigerian gun law every day with AK-47 strapped to their backs, riding around their motorcycles. But if they see a Christian obtain an AK-47, if they see them obtain a non-homemade shotgun, they get arrested and they get their guns confiscated. Even village security team leaders have been arrested for defending their villages while they let the terrorists roam.
Very soon, bandits will be in the Senate and the House of Reps because Nigerians are paying them tax. If we look at the progression of insecurity in Nigeria in the past 3.5 years, places that we never thought they will go to, they are in Niger, they are in Kwara. They are progressing downwards into Nigeria. You see what they are doing. They come at will in Benue, in Plateau. Mr. President promised the victims in Plateau 2 weeks ago, it will never happen again. These people had the audacity to make it happen again the next day. They are daring the state. They are taunting us. When they kill our soldiers, they wear the uniform of our military and armed forces and go to what is called a mediation, arrangement with government, bodies to say they are mediating with this. In Katsina, this bandit wore the uniform of this assistant commissioner that died on duty in action, and he wore his uniform and came with his gun to the mediation and went home without consequences. So you are now situating it with the situation of the state. Of course they are doing it. They are on social media. We know their handles. They don't even care to cover their faces. They send notices and they come on the day of the notice and they execute. Now they are overrunning brigades. Not brigades in urban areas, brigade in the theater of war. And they overrun the brigade. They kill our generals like every other day. Our colonels, we are missing the best of our assets because, first of all, we don't have the decisiveness to ensure that we do the needful in terms of the resource allocation. I agree. You see, you can allocate whatever money you want to allocate. But where are the outcomes? What are we doing about it? And if people fail in their responsibilities, we don't see heads rolling. In other countries, just one incident is enough to take out ministers, is enough to take out garrison commanders and have new ones in there. That is the only way you can have a sure-footed movement out of this issue. As it is today, build up to 2027 election, we have been politicizing, what do you call it, insecurity. The ruling party condescends about it, makes it look as if it's no issue, and then the opposition use it to posture while people are dying every day. This is an existential issue that we should take seriously across party lines, and we will deal with this. Otherwise, like I said earlier, it will still come down. You see, I said it in another sister station. Very soon, bandits will be in the Senate and the House of Reps because Nigerians are paying them tax. In the north, it is so bad that people are beginning to have confidence in them. They go to them for mediation. They go to them for protection. And we are saying we are making progress, and we are saying we should not talk about it.
Tinubu property in UK, not only in UK, in all Europe, is about to be taken. Don't provoke. He say for this Nnamdi Kanu matter, if Tinubu do not release Nnamdi Kanu, he said they go collect all his property as they don't already take him to international court. Omo, no be small thing, they say the matter don't change. I go play the video, make you listen from beginning to end so they can understand the key points of what this man talk here before we come back and continue. Stay tuned.
Pertinent issues on African affairs. I have been very, very consistent on the question of a country or countries adhering to the court orders that are issued by international courts or are issued by local courts, because that's the only way to build our institutions that need to be firm in order for a better Africa. I will address you on the question of a country called Nigeria. I have no personal feelings against anyone in Nigeria except those who break the law. Sometime in 2021, under the administration of President Buhari, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu was abducted at night, renditioned out of African country without the knowledge of that African country, without the authorities knowing, against all international obligations, taken out of Kenya, removed, manhandled, beaten, molested, and delivered in commando style, Gestapo style, into Abuja. The government where he was abducted from did not know until they had reports. However, most of us sprang to action later on. We have gone to African courts of peoples and human rights to put our cases, to put the case of Nnamdi Kanu. He was charged, trumped up charges of terrorism and other things that were heaped, where evidence was corrupted, because some of the people who handled the evidence, as you know, Nigeria at the moment is a mixture, a cocktail of terrorists, some of them who have repentant terrorists who have joined the government, working as intelligence officers. From 2021, a court in Kenya issued a judgment calling for the return of this gentleman from Abuja back to Nairobi. The government of President Buhari, as you know, came to an end. He handed over power to Tinubu, and Buhari later on died. The baton of handing over and implementing this order remains up to today in terms of international law in the hands of President Tinubu. Mr. Nnamdi Kanu should have not gone under any judgment or under court process anywhere, because the procedure of him being delivered there was wrong. You all know what the judge in Nigeria mentioned. A useless judge. I think God only is the one who can determine his destiny, not me. Things went, we have gone, and the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu, plus many other people, most of us have not kept quiet. We have petitioned the British government. We have asked the government of Britain to intervene, because Mr. Nnamdi Kanu was a British national at the time of his arrest or rendition from the third country to another one of the Commonwealth. We have written to the Commonwealth. We have written to every angle. We wrote, we filed, the lawyers filed a case in the United Nations Court of Arbitrary Arrest against arbitrary arrest. The judgment was entered, and the government of Nigeria was told by that opinion, which is well grounded in law, of international law and aspect of the performance of any nation that is under United Nations Charter, to implement. The government of Nigeria to date, as we speak, by the time we went yesterday to courts or to notify them, have not answered back, they went ahead, convicted Mr. Nnamdi Kanu to life in prison. It is the same thing they did to the 10 Naira. They worked with Paul Biya, got this gentleman. You can see it is the same nation. Cross-border incursions onto an ICC organization where refugees have gone. A crime committed by Nigeria again, which the chief prosecutor of International Criminal Court should have reported Nigeria to the International Criminal Security Council for having allowed its territory to be used by people who came to abduct refugees under the Geneva Convention. He didn't do that. Now, Nigeria, the judgment came out, the opinion was very clear, release Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, return him make reparations for him and make it good so that he returns, he can face justice. But this was not the proper way to abduct a person at night, take him, fix him, release him. The Nigerian court refused. Nigerian court also ordered that this should not be the same. One court ordered, they took him to another court, they removed him to another court, they took him back to the other court until it became very toxic. In a nutshell, the opinion of the United Nations Court of Arbitrary Arrest is very clear. It needs enforcement. And the people have not been able to take these steps that I have taken yesterday. And yesterday I've been searching for what the court would ask me, what do you want to be done? I have researched, got all the documents regarding the Nigerian embassy, the properties that they have in the United Kingdom, so that when it comes to reinforcement or enforcement, through any other means, we shall get those properties. So I've been doing that homework voluntarily until now. We got yesterday, on behalf of Pan-African Forum and associates, many of us who studied international law, experts of us who are very fluent. We do it for the sake of Africa. We do it for Bourbono. We use our resources. We have not asked anyone to give us a penny. We have done it, and I've done it myself. Because this young man needs help. And we shall get that help through the courts. We have filed the final notes, the final notes before litigation. We have served the Nigerian government yesterday, and they have received it in the Ministry of Justice, and the government of Britain also copied, and other courts. Therefore, next move we shall move is litigation of why the order was not implemented. Why the orders of the court were not implemented. Why is it? 2 orders. You remember, the Kenyan court is still waiting. They gave even damages for a man who had been just harassed. They didn't know that somebody had used their territory to do some dubious mafia work, which Mr. Leti Buhari, may his soul go completely away from earth, and no history should be written for him ever on earth, because he overthrew the government. The first one pretended to be a Democrat. He even abducted Umar Diko. We know this. Some people in Africa don't know this history. This man abducted Umar Diko in London. All of us went there when we were in London. We went and saw a plane. Everybody on TV was shocked. And Buhari. These people from that country, Nigeria, abduct people. They kill people. They abduct if they find you. So any country in the world dealing with Nigeria, using Nigerian intelligence to say you are putting a case like this case of Finland, a government in Finland. Which intelligence are you using, you Finland? This fake one, the one where they get AI videos and place them here. No competent court in Europe. And I'm waiting for that case of Simon Epa. I want to earn international fame for defeating them on that case in the European Court of Human Rights. I'm waiting for you. I will not leave. I don't tell me don't do this, don't do for this. I am not. You don't employ me. I make my decision to defend the people. I defend the people for their rights. You cannot lock up a man when you have used wrong intelligence of Nigerian government, where government has got terrorists inside. Where did they get this evidence? Corrupted. Now they are planting things because their appeal is coming. We are ready for you. We have been ready. The other time it was the people from Europe who present, but this time we are many. Many of us voluntarily, we shall pour in that court. In all courts, we are going to pour in court. Mr. Tinubu, listen, adhere to the court orders, release this guy. Whichever format you use, whether you pardon him, whether you release him, it's up to you. But me, we have now got all the data of your properties in London. We are gonna get it. Watch my leaves. Let me remove the glasses. We shall get it. The law here is very clear. Ask Paul Obiya whether he can come to have medicine in London. Give Paul Obiya 2 planes to fly in. And even you're coming to London recently, we had to waiver. We had to be asked to waiver for you not to be touched. Otherwise, our summons were ready. So do the right thing. You have gone to school. You are not like Buhari. You have gone to school. You are not a soldier. Release this guy. Let's not get bad name in the Commonwealth, bad name everywhere, bad name Nigeria. There is this woman called, there's a woman in the UN called Dr. Amina Mohammed. You, that lady there, you live in the UN, the same institution you preside over. You don't, someone has refused to adhere to the UN court. And then you say you are from Nigeria. I'm Assistant Secretary General, my foot. You are one of the most, in fact, your data, when I start throwing it around, you will not like it. Because I am very pissed off with some of the people from this country, especially those who get leadership. They don't speak for their people. Another one in Britain that I'm conservative. She's not speaking for her own people. We have to speak for you. Another one in the WTO, she doesn't speak for her people. You also in UN, you don't. I am coming for you people. You have to be extremely patriotic. Speak for your country. This is a good country with a population. Christians are being killed. They are being killed for real. People, moderate Muslims are being wiped out. In all these places, are we waiting for what to happen in order to intervene? Thank you very much. For us, we have done our job. We are not fighting anybody. We are not against. We don't know what they do. We don't have guns. We are not affiliated to anybody. We don't like violence. So anybody trying to fight, we are fighting the government of Nigeria using the brains, not violence, not guns. So we shall use the legal means available to speak out for those who cannot speak, the voiceless. Thank you very much. On behalf of Pan-African Forum and Associates, we will meet you. If you don't reply, if you don't do something about it, you know there's something happening about it. Thank you. God bless you. Watch and distribute this clip to reach Mr. Tinubu. I have no problem with you. Nothing. But I have a problem with you failing to adhere to court orders. Please, this was not your problem, Mr. Tinubu. This was Mr. Buhari's problem. Wash hands like a Pontius Pilate. Wash the hands. I find no case with Jesus. But if it is the Roman law, take him. I have nothing. I think wherever Pontius Pilate is near the God's right-hand side.
Since 2009, Boko Haram and others have waged a brutal campaign attacking Christians in Nigeria. Millions have been displaced, villages destroyed, churches burned, and entire families murdered. Reports indicate over 7,000 Christians were massacred in 2025 alone. 3 churches on average are being destroyed every day, with over 18,000 churches destroyed since 2009. These attacks aren't just political disputes, they're violent attacks against innocent people just because they're Christians. Canada must speak out and stand up for the persecuted Christians and push the international community to act. Freedom of worship and conscience are core Canadian values that we can't ignore. To our brothers and sisters in Nigeria, we haven't forgotten about you. Stay strong, keep the faith. community to act. Freedom of worship and conscience are core Canadian values that we can't ignore. To our brothers and sisters in Nigeria, we haven't forgotten about you. Stay strong, keep the faith.
And now that the Hormuz Strait situation is almost over, I received a call from NATO asking if we would like some help. Thank you very much, NATO. And I told them I would have liked your help 2 months ago, but now I really don't want your help anymore. Because they were absolutely useless when we needed them. But actually, we never needed them. They needed us. They need us. They need us so badly. You know, it's a little bit like if you're a politician. It's hard to believe I'm a politician, but after I won, people came up to me, "Sir, I'd like to make a major contribution to your campaign." And I said, "Listen, just so you understand, campaign contributions after I won don't count. Okay, they don't count. And NATO after we won, that doesn't count either. It's the same thing." But you have to remember that because we spend hundreds of billions of dollars a year. We spend money. We spend, I would say, in many cases, close to $1 trillion over a couple of years. $1 trillion to help them. And we're always helping them. And this was just a military excursion. This isn't the big time. You know, we built a military so great. I'm so proud of it. It's one of the, including Space Force. You know, you see all of that. When you see those rockets go one, look up there, there's Space Force. We all created Space Force. It didn't exist. We were losing to China and to Russia in space, and now we're so far ahead of them both, you wouldn't believe it. But yesterday, on top of it all, we achieved what everyone said was impossible, an unprecedented ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon, and that hasn't taken place in 78 years. 78 years. Our deal with Iran is not in any way tied to Lebanon, but we will make Lebanon great again. I mean, it's about time we've sort of, the world has forgotten them, and they're good people who have lived like hell for a long period of time, and hopefully the situation with Hezbollah will get straightened out quickly. But I want to thank the country of Pakistan and its great prime minister and its great field marshal. He's our great field marshal. Two fantastic people for helping. They really are terrific people. And I also want to thank Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait. They've been amazing. They've all helped tremendously. And it took courage for them. Not easy. They were living with what they call the bully of the Middle East. They had the bully. Iran was the bully of the Middle East. They're not the bully anymore. With the help of everyone here today, this has been by far the most successful first year of any administration in the history of our country, acknowledged by everybody.
Oh yes, this issue of Nigeria, it has gotten to the ear of the world and to the ear of people that matters in government and in the global world. Concerning what Masanga said, that is a very good move. And if they're going to do what they say here, I would say I was so much happy with it, because the way things is going on in Nigeria, the government of Nigeria don't care of people's life. They don't care if people exist. What they all think about it is their 2027 election. And mostly the issue concerning of Nnamdi Kanu, we don't see the main reason why they will still be holding him in prison, from detention to prison, and they putting him to prison. They don't have any credible evidence to hold to use to sentence him. Just that Omotosho look around and he did not see. He now went to one of his brokers and claimed that he threatened the unity of Nigeria. He was threatening the so-called Nigerian sovereignty. Why the people that is threatening the Nigerian sovereignty, they are there buying people every day, destroying villages and life and kidnapping everybody every day in the country. But those ones, they are not threatening the unity of Nigeria and they are not threatening the sovereignty of Nigeria. But the person who is campaigning and who is telling you to do the right thing and for you to listen to him and you claim that he's the one that is causing trouble in the country. It is very, very annoying. And then there is nobody that listens to everything that is going on in Nigeria that will be happy. Nobody. And the issue of Obasanjo, I hope and everybody see what really happened and what he said concerning the Nigerian situation. And when he was in office, although there is a problem some places, but the way he used to handle those problems, it is once and for all, he will pick anybody that is causing trouble in the land. But now there is more technology, there is more advanced technology, and there is more knowledge than ever before now. But why the government keep on begging the terrorists, apologizing them, negotiating with them every time, anytime they kidnap people or there is a problem? And you don't need to negotiate, you don't need to beg anybody, and you need to go after them and they pick them without hesitating. In fact, but at the end, Tinubu is just painting them, colliding with them, and they're doing a lot of things because of his 2027 ambition. Not that he don't know what he's supposed to do, they know, but it's because of their thinking of their 2027 election. They want to take office, they want to do everything by all means, and that is what is making the country not to be suitable for anybody. Then coming to the issue of the American, I hope those people, they know what is happening in the country and they understand the game that is playing in Nigeria. And or we say the best solution to this country is the vision, because apart from it, I don't see any solution again. Because let each zone be. The people who want to become Islamized, let them be Islamized. And the people who don't want to become Islamized, let them be on their own and have their own country and have their own say. Not issue of every time they are coming with a threat that people must believe with their own belief. And if you don't want to believe that you are going to be going down, they are going to unalive you, which is a very big threat to everyone, every person in the country. Nobody that is safe. As for it, nobody. And if the government don't take stand on it, meaning that the terrorists, they are the people that is controlling the country and they are the people that is leading the country, because any country, a tax is being collected by a set of group of people. Know that that group of people is the people that is controlling that nation. And all is happening in Nigeria, a country where the terrorist is in charge of tax paying money of a citizen of a country. That means that country is gone. In fact, Nigeria is something that when you look at it, you start asking yourself, are we still in a country or are we just in the area thinking about what next and what not to do? I would like to hear your comment down below. Like, subscribe and share it for everyone to see things going on in Nigeria. So thank you for watching.